The sun burned bright over Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso. President Ibrahim Traoré had just finished a surprise visit to a local school. His convoy stood waiting at the curb, engines softly humming, when something unusual caught his attention. By the roadside, slumped against a cracked, dusty wall, sat a man with a tin cup in front of him. His clothes were torn and stained, his hair unevenly gray. His hollow eyes carried the weight of years of hardship. People walked past without a glance, as if he were invisible, part of the pavement. Ibrahim slowed, his brow furrowed. Why does he look familiar? Wait here, he told his security detail, his voice leaving no room for argument. The man looked up, squinting against the sunlight. His lips trembled. Ibrahim? His voice cracked. Ibrahim's chest tightened. Musa? He stepped closer, searching the gaunt face. Yes, it was him, once full of life, now just a shadow. Musa tried to stand, knees trembling. It's really you, he whispered. It's me, Ibrahim said, gripping his shoulder. What happened to you? Tears welled in Musa's eyes. He quickly brushed them away. It's a long story. Not one I ever thought I'd tell you. Not like this. Come with me. We'll talk, Ibrahim said firmly. Musa glanced down at his bare feet. I can't. Not like this. I'm not fit to enter your car. You're my friend. That's what matters, Ibrahim replied. His tone left no space for refusal. Minutes later, Musa was inside the presidential residence. He bathed, changed into clean clothes, and sat before steaming plates of food. He ate slowly, almost cautiously, as if the food might vanish. Between bites, his eyes flickered between gratitude and shame. When the plates were cleared, Ibrahim poured 2 glasses of juice and sat across from him. Now, he said gently, tell me, you were one of the brightest men I knew. What happened? Musa stared at the glass, then sighed. It started 3 years ago. He spoke of his life as a respected school principal in Bobo Dioulasso, how he built a small house from his savings and married a woman named Stella. At first we were happy, or so I thought, but she grew distant, always on her phone, snapping over nothing. I thought it was stress. I ignored the signs. His voice faltered. One afternoon I came home early and found her in our bed with another manual. Ibrahim's jaw tightened. What did you do? I walked out, Musa whispered. I couldn't fight. I was shaking. He swallowed hard. And she didn't even apologize. She followed me outside and said it was over. Told me to leave my own house because he was the one she loved now. Ibrahim's eyes narrowed. Leave the house you built? Yes, Musa said bitterly. I refused. She took me to court, lied that she had paid for it, even brought fake documents. The judge believed her. I was thrown out. And your job? Ibrahim asked quietly. I lost that too, Musa said. Every bit of savings went to lawyers. Soon I had nothing. No home, no work, no dignity. I stayed with a friend for a while, but shame ate at me. I left and ended up under bridges, begging for scraps, eating once a day if I was lucky, and every time I closed my eyes I saw her laughing with him. His head bowed, tears slipping down his cheeks. I became a shadow. I wanted to die, Ibrahim. I truly wanted to die. President Ibrahim rose from his chair, his voice steady but warm. Musa, you didn't deserve any of this, but I promise you, your story will change. Musa lifted his eyes slowly. You still call me your friend? After seeing me like this? Ibrahim's gaze softened. Musa, I never stopped. That night, Musa slept soundly for the first time in years. Meanwhile, Ibrahim sat in his office, untouched papers scattered before him. His thoughts drifted to the boy who once stood by his side in school, sharing books, shielding him from bullies, urging him to dream. He gripped his pen with quiet resolve. I'll give him a fresh start. The next morning, Musa awoke to the scent of warm bread and fried eggs. The soft bed, clean sheets, and neatly folded clothes felt unreal compared to the cold pavement of the day before. A gentle knock sounded. Come in, he said. A staff member entered with a tray. Good morning, sir. The president asked me to serve you. Musa sat up, still stunned. Thank you, truly. As he ate, one thought kept repeating in his mind. Yesterday I was a beggar. Today I'm a guest in the presidential residence. What will tomorrow bring? Later in the garden, Ibrahim greeted him in simple clothes, his presence calm but commanding. Musa, your story broke my heart, he said. I didn't mean to bring trouble into your home, Musa murmured. You didn't bring trouble, Ibrahim replied. You brought truth, and truth should lead to action. Action? Musa asked, uncertain. I've made arrangements, Ibrahim said. This morning, you'll see a doctor. After that, there's somewhere I want to take you. By afternoon, Musa had been examined, given medicine, and received his first haircut in years. The man in the mirror was no longer the broken figure from the roadside. His eyes carried a faint spark. Ibrahim drove him to the city's edge, stopping before a small cream and brown house with a neat garden. It's beautiful, Musa said quietly. Whose is it? It's yours, Ibrahim replied with a smile. Musa's voice faltered. Ibrahim, this is too much. It's fully paid. No one can take it from you, Ibrahim assured him. Why would you do this for me? Musa whispered. Because I remember who you are, Ibrahim said, eyes glistening. You gave me books when I had none. You defended me when I was alone. You believed in me before I believed in myself. Musa shook his head, overcome. I only did what friends do. And now, Ibrahim said, placing a firm hand on his shoulder, I'm doing the same. Inside, the home was warm and welcoming. A cozy living room, a clean kitchen, a bright bedroom, even a small office with a desk and bookshelf. I've also opened a bookshop and school supply store for you, Ibrahim added. It's next to a secondary school. You'll run it, and I'll cover the first year's expenses. I know your love for education. Let's put it to use. Musa's hands trembled. For the first time in years, his tears were not from pain, but from hope. Over the next few weeks, Musa's life transformed. He ran the store with discipline and care. Students came daily for pens, notebooks, and textbooks. Some stayed to ask him questions about their studies. Musa never turned them away. You can't just memorize, he told one boy, pointing at a math problem. Understand the steps, and the answer will follow. Word spread quickly. People in the community began greeting him again, not as a beggar, but as Mr. Musa, a man who had risen from the ground up. One Saturday afternoon, while arranging books, he heard a soft voice behind him. Musa? He turned. The book nearly slipped from his hand. Standing at the door was Stella, his ex-wife. Her face was pale, her clothes plain and worn, her jewelry gone. Beside her sat a small suitcase. Can we talk? She asked quietly. Outside the shop, Musa folded his arms. What do you want, Stella? Tears filled her eyes. I have nowhere to go. You left me. The man I chose over you sold our house, emptied my account, and ran off with another woman. Musa took a deep breath, his heart heavy as Stella's words hung in the air. I lost everything, she whispered, her voice trembling. For a moment, silence stretched between them. This was the same woman who had once shattered him without a second thought. The same woman who had thrown him into the streets, leaving him to beg for scraps of dignity. And now, here she stood, tired, broken, carrying nothing but regret. I'm sorry for what happened, she said, eyes glistening. I'm asking if I can stay, just for a while. Musa looked at her carefully. Memories flashed before him, the betrayal, the humiliation, the nights of hunger. But his voice, when it came, was calm and steady. Stella, I forgave you long ago, but I've moved on. My life is peaceful now. You chose your road, and I chose mine. Her head dropped in shame. Please, even just a room. Musa's chest tightened, but he stood firm. I wish you well, he said, but this is not your home. And without another word, he walked back inside the shop, his heart pounding. That night, Musa called Ibrahim. His voice was simple, almost quiet. She came back. And? Ibrahim asked. I told her no. On the other end of the line, Ibrahim's smile could almost be heard. I'm proud of you. You didn't just gain a house and a business, Musa. You gained back your dignity. Life soon settled into a calm, steady rhythm. The shop grew busier each day. Students, teachers, and neighbors filled its shelves and corners. But Musa gave them more than notebooks and pens. He gave them encouragement, wisdom, and warmth. To many, he became more than a shopkeeper. He was a guide, a listener, almost a father figure. One Friday morning, as he arranged pens on the counter, the bell above the door jingled. A woman in a simple blue dress walked in, her smile soft, her eyes bright. Good morning, she said. Do you have senior school math textbooks? Yes, Musa replied, his tone polite. Come with me. She followed him to the shelf, picked what she needed, and returned to the counter. As he packed the books, she tilted her head. I've seen you before. You help children who can't afford supplies, don't you? Musa's lips curved into a quiet smile. They remind me of who I used to be. She extended her hand. I'm Grace. I teach at the secondary school nearby. He shook it. Musa, I own the shop. Her eyebrows lifted. That's wonderful. This place feels so welcoming. We need more people like you. Something stirred in Musa's chest. It had been a long time since words like that reached him. Thank you, he said softly. You're kind. Over the weeks, Grace became a familiar part of his days. Sometimes she came for supplies. Other times, just to share a smile. Their conversations grew warmer, often spilling into shared lunches she brought from home. Musa found himself walking her back to the school, their stories weaving together, some heavy with grief, others light with laughter. Grace, too, carried her share of sorrow. A widow raising her young daughter, she knew the sting of loss and the slow work of healing. One evening, as they sat outside the shop under a golden sky, she looked at him and said, "You're a strong man, Musa." He shook his head gently. "I don't feel strong, just grateful I'm still here." "No," Grace replied firmly. "You went through fire and still chose kindness. That is strength." Musa's eyes softened. "I never thought I'd meet someone like you." Grace lowered her gaze, a small smile tugging at her lips. "And I never thought I'd smile like this again." That night, Musa picked up the phone again. "I think I've met someone," he told Ibrahim. On the other end, Ibrahim chuckled. "Musa, the lover boy." Musa laughed. "It's not like that. She's different, calm, wise, full of light." "Then don't let that light slip away," Ibrahim said warmly. "You deserve joy." Grace's daughter, Rachel, soon began visiting the shop. She helped arrange books, stacked pens, and sat in the reading corner Musa had built just for her. He treated her like his own child, patient, encouraging, always ready to listen. One sunny afternoon, Musa gathered his courage. In a quiet garden, with Grace and Rachel before him, he knelt with a small ring in his hand. "I don't have much to give," he said, voice thick with emotion, "but I have peace, respect, and love. Grace, will you marry me?" Her eyes filled with tears. "Yes, Musa. 1,000 times yes." Rachel squealed with joy and threw her arms around them both. Their wedding was small but full of laughter, music, and love. Neighbors came, friends came, and even President Traoré was there. After the ceremony, Ibrahim pulled Musa aside. "You look like a man who's finally found peace," he said. Musa smiled, his heart full. "I have." Ibrahim placed a hand on his shoulder. "You found it because you never gave up."